Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to my channel. I feel so hip. I really want to thank you for those that were sending me positive feedback, and I want to thank those that maybe thought my channel was trash and didn't send that feedback. That was kind of you. But I've been enjoying it, and I hope you have been too. I'm just doing this channel to share some of my experiences because I believe that someone else is going through some of the issues that I've gone through, or maybe struggling with some of the things that I've dealt with. So I'm just trying to help out. Tonight, I wanted to talk about you and how valuable you are. Many times people go through life and they don't realize the impact that they have on other people around them. Think about some of the friends that you have or the relationships you have with your siblings. You don't realize that the small things that you do can impact someone in a big way. And so you go about your day and you do something small. Maybe you toss a compliment one way, or you help someone get their groceries into their car, or you return their cart for them. I don't know, maybe I'm hungry, that's why I'm talking about groceries. You just do some small gesture, right? And you don't really think anything of it, you just go on your day. But to someone else, what you did could be huge, very powerful for them. And what I've realized is you don't really know yourself the kind of impact that you're making. And I mean, it's largely because you're most likely humble, so you're not walking around patting yourself on the back like, hey man. Or, people just haven't sat down and told you, which I get that, because that would be weird if every time you made a small gesture that affected someone in a positive way, they had to run around telling everyone what an impact that had on their life. Sometimes people do take the time and share, and that's always cool. But I want someone out there to know tonight that you are valuable. You are very important. And somebody loves you tremendously. And somebody speaks highly about you when you're not listening. And somebody really needs to have you in their life. And they would just be depressed or sad or distraught without you. Now, I know there's people listening and you're thinking, not me. But I want you to know, yes, even you. Even if you can't think of anyone that's in your life right now who really needs you or really loves you, then I want you to know that God really loves you, and that God thinks you're valuable, and that God thinks that you are super special. And I know you may not believe that either, and that's okay, because just because you don't believe it doesn't mean it's not true, and that's all right. You can wrestle with that later. But it's important that you know that, because sometimes we make decisions in our life and they affect other people and we don't realize it because we don't think anybody cares. The truth is, a lot of people care. Way more people than you think care. And you have to take that into consideration when you're going through your journey or whatever it is that you might be dealing with. Sometimes we let toxins into our life, and people can be a toxin in your life. I know, because I've dealt with that as well. But sometimes toxins come in, be it people, bad relationships, substances, what have you. And they have a way of getting us to believe things that are false. Toxic people can speak into our lives and teach us things that aren't really true, and yet we believe them and respond like as if they are true, and that sets us on a bad path. Or other toxins get in and do damage in different ways. So a lot of times we begin to devalue our own worth, and we begin to think that we're just not important, or we're less than, or oh, look at them over there, they have a lot of friends, or look at them over there, their family is so happy and my situation just sucks. And I know the danger of feeding those thoughts into your mind. And many years ago, I got onto a more healthy path with my thought pattern, where I just began to take every thought captive and just check it. Is it true? And just figure out, is it just the way I'm feeling, or do I actually have facts to back this up? I used to sort of live my life that if I felt it, it was automatically true. And then I learned that that isn't true at all. Just because I feel it and I assume it doesn't mean that it's true. So a lot of people are going through their life thinking they don't matter, thinking they're not important, thinking nobody loves them, thinking their friends don't want to hang with them. But the truth is, they do. And sometimes I found people will back out of your life because they think you need room. And really on the inside, you're crying, for people to come back in. You don't want to be left alone, but they don't know that. So, you got to tell them that you need them and you don't want them to leave you alone. Sometimes people back out of your life because they think you don't want to be in their life. And it's so interesting to me because I had this scenario happen with a friend of mine just a few years ago. We were building a friendship for a couple of years, and then all of a sudden it stopped. The communication stopped. The irony is she thought I pulled away and I thought she pulled away. And what was happening is we both pulled away, but we didn't know why. So thankfully we got together again and we were honest enough with each other to just put it out there and to talk about it. And that's how we uncovered she thought I did it, I thought she did it, and nobody had an issue. Who knew? So we mended our friendship and we're still friends today. And I'm very thankful for that. So I'm just here to tell you, first of all, you're important, you're valuable. Second of all, somebody really does love you. And if you can't think of anyone, then know that God loves you. And then thirdly, don't believe all the junk that's going into your mind, that negative self-talk. That'll just kill you, man. It'll bring you down. And when I started taking those thoughts captive, I began to replace them with positive thoughts. And it was weird at first. I got to tell you, it was so weird. But I would even stand in front of the mirror and tell myself kind and positive things. And I'd laugh at myself because I felt so ridiculous. But I kept doing it and I kept doing it. And you know what? Eventually, I began to believe it. And then eventually those automatic negative thoughts were gone and automatic positive thoughts were there. And I began to see a big change in my relationships with people and how I was treating myself and the way I was getting through my day. And it really made a difference. So I just want to encourage you, man, if you're struggling with that, give a shout out. I'll help you out if I can. But if not, just take this to heart and know, first of all, you're not alone. Second of all, you are loved. And third of all, don't believe everything you think. Okay? Thanks.